alone in Mumbai, etc. Now I have a son. I've also little bit done some direction, now little bit writing work, etc. So I don't do as much acting work as before. No, I didn't ever want to be a director either. I didn't have any ambition. So that's why it was very easy to, it was the path of least resistance for me. I thought I'll become, after studying English literature in DU, I thought, I'll do journalism. So I'm very lucky because Haroon's father is a very involved parent.
Yeah, that is.
The thing is, because both of us are working and shooting, so, we are also able to mostly balance it out. Like when Haroon's father is shooting, I try to be in town and vice versa. Right now it's going to happen that both Haroon's father and I will be out of town. So my mother is coming and staying for a month. Or, his older brother, his wife will come and stay. Or we'll figure it out. Now Haroon is older. When he was younger, we would take him everywhere with us, So, but my life has always been full, and you have to consciously work towards it. I also grew up seeing my mother single, and she was truly a single parent.
Yes.
And my dad lived in another city. Of course, I had a great relationship with him. He passed away recently. It's difficult to remember the past tense. But she was actually a single mom. And I saw her live life on her own terms, and I saw her accomplish all that she wanted to do and do it with great style and joy,
Growing up, I have watched my mother admire Aparna Sen. And growing up, I have admired Konkona Sensharma. Also because in Bengali, she's a fatafati actress. And as a Bengali, I'm super proud of what she has achieved and what she has given to Indian cinema. Today we have Konkona joining us in conversation with me on Bollywood Bubble. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much. Thank you. What a sweet intro.
But it's true, I've grown up watching, I'm pretty sure that many people have not even watched films. One of my favorite Bengali films, and I'm saying this because Bengali films I didn't like watching at one point. I felt it was like very regressive. Iti Mrinalini, I felt that was a brilliant film. And you guys have always, and when I see the promo of Mumbai Diaries 2611, the promo actually, does a lot of justice to your caliber. And when we've seen you in projects in Bollywood, especially in Bengali films, I'm not saying, in Bollywood, sometimes I have personally felt that, maybe she could have gotten a little more, she deserves a lot more. Do you feel that you're satiated with what you've done in Mumbai Diaries?
In Mumbai Diaries specifically?
And in life also, in general.
In life, I feel very satiated, I have to say. Even Mumbai Diaries, I haven't watched it yet. Normally, I think we would have had a screening, but because of COVID, etc., we've not managed to, and I don't know if we will, let's see. But I feel overall quite satiated. I think being content, satiated I would say satiated, but content is actually, it's a mindset, because you can have everything and not feel content, and you can be content with very little. So it's a very fine balance. Being content also doesn't mean that you don't want to improve yourself or you don't want to better yourself, but just to be also grateful for what you have. So I feel very grateful.
But you've always been picky. If you've got 10 films, you've hardly done one. So that way, do you feel that the offers have become better, given that, today at least we value talent more than anything else, especially whatever has happened in the last 2 years, and especially with the digital boom. Do you see that difference in terms of perspective?
I used to work a lot more earlier, because, obviously I was, alone in Mumbai, etc. Now I have a son. I've also little bit done some direction, now little bit writing work, etc. So I don't do as much acting work as before. I never thought of myself as picky, but other people have often called me picky. I wouldn't say I'm picky because, it depends. Like,
picky in a good way.
No, nothing good, bad, I'm saying. There's nothing good or bad like that, unless you're harming somebody. But I think I'm naturally drawn towards some projects and maybe less to others. And even in that, it's not like I'm drawn equally to all. I may have done some projects with some misgivings. I may have done some other projects with more enthusiasm. That also happens, and it depends what you're offered. Because I may know there are A, B, C interesting projects happening. But they may not have come to me.
But when you did a Dolly Kitty or Chamakte Sitare, the reception that it got, because it released on a digital platform, was far wider. Especially when it releases on Amazon Prime, Mumbai Diaries, it will definitely have a wider reach, wider audience. Does that make a difference to you as an actor? That, so many people are going to come and watch the film?
So you're saying that if a film is on OTT, it has a wider reach and a wider
If
appeal?
a show or a film like this is on OTT, it has wider reach.
Okay, that's great to know.
I told you, I was watching A Death in the Gunj, but I just felt that that film had so much to speak and so much to say, but maybe because of its nicheness, a lot of people didn't watch it in the theatres and they're watching it now.
Yeah, great. I'm just happy people watch it. I have to say that very early on, I realized that what is popular is not necessarily good. Not necessarily. It may be. Often it does happen, and that's wonderful. That's a very happy situation, but it doesn't always happen. So just because 10 people like something doesn't automatically make it good or worthy or, full of merit. And that's something I learned very early on because, my career path or, the kinds of films that my mother was always making.
Absolutely.
The kinds of films that she was directing. Those were also films which were a little different from the mainstream. They were more alternative content.
Different.
And those films and those projects are always more difficult to mount and to get funding for. So I always knew that, if you follow a fixed path, if you do what is expected from you, or if you do what other people are expecting, it is perhaps easier. But it may not be as fulfilling or as authentic. So it's not like I've consciously chosen, I've naturally gravitated towards this path. So now whether people watch it, don't watch it, how many people watch it, at the end of the day, beyond a point, that doesn't concern me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like you brought it up, your mom's films, whether it was Titli, Paromita Ragdin, or
Titli is Rituparna Ghosh's film.
No, but you were there.
Acted, yeah.
I'm saying films like these in Bengali cinema, when they were made, there was a different zone, They were like, art cinema, parallel cinema, and commercial cinema, populist cinema, like you said. Today, the lines are blurring thanks to digital platforms. I feel like people are open to more content, diverse content. And do you see that change? Do you see that paradigm shift in general in the industry?
To a certain extent, I would say it's happened, especially in terms of format. Because, we are watching sometimes a documentary, it could be a mini series, it can be a half an hour show, it can be, like season upon season of something, or it can be a feature or a short or an anthology. So I really love that we've managed to experiment so much with form and that so many, earlier it was like 2-hour film, that is it. You are not getting less or more, whatever. Little few minutes up and down, but that's what you're getting. So today I feel that we have expanded, the audiences, the viewers, myself, we've all expanded our own horizons.
Absolutely.
And we are more accepting of slightly different kinds of format, different lengths, etc., which is great because different stories need different mediums, different stories need different lengths, different stories need different number of characters. Some stories need only 2, some stories may need more. So it's how you are getting immersed in that world.
Absolutely.
So there has been a slight change. Whether that change is here to stay, we'll have to wait and watch. Because post-COVID, I don't know when or how that will be, but say a year or two down the line, when the theatre, everybody's vaccinated and the theatres do open, people will go back to watching. I don't know how it will be then. But what I like about the system right now is that we are not only dependent on stars. Because earlier what happened is we were only dependent on stars, and obviously those stars are busy.
And you've never veered towards that, despite having a star mother, star film director at home, you've had that privilege. You could have always veered towards doing such films, but you always veered towards the alternative cinema.
Two things. I think one is that you cannot choose to be a star or not. I think sometimes it happens to some people and it doesn't happen to other people. With my case, additionally what happened is because I did not grow up watching mainstream Hindi or mainstream Bengali films, that my sensibilities were already a little alternative. They were already not, it's not like I really identified with the mainstream cinema of, when I was growing up in any case. So it is a twofold thing.
You've charted a very different territory for yourself at a time when most actresses were not doing that. And you being Aparna Sen's daughter, there were expectations already because, you come from privilege, like you said. But you've charted a different way. And for any, young actor who's aspiring to take that route, there are so many of my friends who want to be like Sanjay Mishra and not maybe like a superstar. Today, I think there are inroads where I would still say that you should try it because you can be a Pankaj Tripathi, you can be a Konkona Sensharma, you can be a Seema Pava, and they're getting respect. But ek time pe aisa respect nahi tha. With you, of course, it was different because we were still playing leads. But I'm talking about the other actors who would play supporting leads. Do you see that as a change? And were you ever told that why are you doing? Hota hi hai na ki you should do your kind of cinema, you shouldn't do these kind of cinema. Were you ever told that?
I was, I think, Many people say many things, you know. I've anyway not really paid attention to that too much. True. I have a trusted few people who I, you know, respect their opinion. I may seek out their opinion. But largely I have done what I have felt is good, or I have felt is right for me, or I have felt is interesting for me. Largely I have done that. This thing what you're saying of expectations, because, you know, my mother is Aparna Sen, this is also coming from mainly Bengalis, and to a certain extent some people who are maybe aware of her work. It is not from everybody, like in Bollywood.
I do love what you do.
No, thank you. I'm also very happy, but I'm just saying that people will always say many different kinds of things, you know. So you have to know what you can live with, what you are okay with. Like, this is what came naturally to me. I was true to myself. I did what I felt was right, you know. I didn't do what other people necessarily thought is what I should be doing. And it's not like I had some end goal. I was just on the journey. I was like, acha, this, I want to do this, I want to do that, let's see how this goes. Oh, this has not turned out well, let's try this. You know, so I was always doing that. So I never really, it's hard for me to look at it from the outside as well.
But were there any moments where you had self-doubt? Because everybody goes through that, na? In terms of your career, or fear of anything. Because when people say, even if you don't want to listen, there's this noise which can give you that sense of fear, ki, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing?
So I have to say that when I started, I didn't ever want to be an actor. So
you wanted to become a director, no?
No, I didn't ever want to be a director either. I didn't have any ambition. So that's why it was very easy to, it was the path of least resistance for me. I thought I'll become, you know, after studying English literature in DU, I thought, you know, I'll do journalism, advertising, publishing, you know, something like that I thought I'd do. And I kind of, you know, I got some offers. Those films did well. I started getting more offers. So I was on this path. Even, you know, when I moved to Bombay in 2005, I moved here only because I found that 2004 onwards, I'm constantly in the city. So I was constantly working. So I found that it is the most practical thing for me to get a place here in Bombay, because I'm always in and out of hotels or friends' houses, living out of a suitcase. So I had always thought, if it doesn't, it was not like it has to work out for me. I thought that let me try it, it's going well. If it doesn't work out, I can always do something else. And even like that in life, I feel it's not like only if I get this job or this relationship, then I'll be happy. I'm personally not like that. You know, I like to spread my happiness. No, and I like to spread my happiness over many things. कि ये नहीं हुआ तो ये है, ये नहीं हुआ तो वो है. So it's nice. You know, there are many different kinds of things which make you happy, and it's not like, and many times I saw with my own eyes, there are so many talented, amazing actors, technicians who don't get the due that they should. So it's also a matter of luck.
But you know, today you're busy and you're also happy because, like you said, that from here you have to go pick up Haroon, and you know, your life is different also, and full. Yeah, exactly. How is life any different now, being a single parent? You know, and it's a tough task. Like, I want to adopt, and I know how amazing that responsibility is going to be on me, because I have to take care of myself, and so I have to first learn to take care of myself, and then maybe the child, and then I have to think about it. My mother watched a movie and told me that, you know, if you're planning to do it, just do it soon, because I'm getting old.
Yeah.
So, sorry. So I want to know that, has life been any different, or do you enjoy this because, you know, you have him to yourself and you're enjoying childhood with him?
No, so I'm very lucky because Haroon's father is a very involved parent.
Yeah, that is.
The thing is, because both of us are working and shooting, so, you know, we are also able to mostly balance it out. Like, when Haroon's father is shooting, I try to be in town, and vice versa. Right now, it's going to happen that both Haroon's father and I will be out of town, so my mother is coming and staying for a month. Or, you know, his older brother, his wife will come and stay. Or we'll figure it out. Now Haroon is older. When he was younger, we would take him everywhere with us, you know. So, but my life has always been full, you know, and you have to consciously work towards it. Because it's nice to have an expanded view of life, you know, where there are many things you are doing, and those other things are also important to me, not just, you know, acting or directing or writing. You know, relationships are very important to me. Friendships, my equations with other human beings, that's very important to me.
Konkona, when there's a perception about certain actors, and when you hear these names in a film, as a creative person or as somebody who values artists, the expectations increase when we there's a different sense of sensibility in every film that Tabu ma'am will do, or you will do, or Vidya Balan will do, because that will be the expectation कि ये लोग कर रहे हैं, मतलब ये movie अच्छी होगी, even if they're doing a populist kind of a movie. Your movie just got announced, and I am very excited because it has both you and Tabu ma'am together. And this is possibly the first time that is happening. And how excited are you? And given that there are so many things coming back to back, which has not happened in the last few years, you know, whenever I've met you, I've only complained that why aren't you doing as many films? And now, you know, there is Dolly Kitty, there's Mumbai Diaries, and now this Kutte.
No, yeah, because the thing is that because there was, whatever, 2 years of COVID. So, when it jama hai gache, everything is kind of become ikattha, and together all the work is coming. So, all the shoots are starting, all the promotions are starting, things are getting released. So, that is why also that's happening. Kutti, I mean, I have a cameo in Kutti. Okay. I mean, it's really, it's not like, you know, it's my film or anything. I mean, I do feel like it's my film because, of course, I want to... Asman Bharadwaj, Vishal Bharadwaj's son, has written a killer kick-ass script. It's really fantastic. It's really like a really fun, interesting script, Kutte. And I'm very happy to be part of it. I have a cameo in that. We haven't yet started shooting, so it's very early days to be speaking about it. But yeah, it's happened because everything suddenly now everything has opened up, all work is starting now. And you know, the other thing you were saying about expectations is I don't want to live my life according to other people's expectations of me, whether it's good or bad.
True. Finally, you know, you are always very happy and content with what you are doing, but
I mean, I do have my ups and downs.
Fulfillment. Yeah. There's a sense of fulfillment.
Yeah.
But as an actor, especially as a woman in today's society, you have to brave through a lot of isms, which is not really cool. I feel. Especially, I'm not talking about industry. I'm talking about society at large. There's sexism. You know, there's gender.
Ageism.
Yeah, ageism. There is a difference in pay, which is sad.
Yeah.
There are several things. As an actor, as a woman, what all have you battled, and how have you battled through all of it with a smile?
So I feel that again,
insecure people around you, that also.
I think I have been very lucky. I have been very lucky and very privileged that I have not really had to face this kind of thing very much.
Yeah.
I think partly because I was already kind of an established actor before I directed my film. So it was already easy for me to get meetings, whether they would fund. Most people refuse to fund Death in the Ganj. But I'm just saying, at least it's easy to get a meeting. You can have a conversation, you know, those kind of things. So I was very lucky in that sense. I didn't really face a lot of sexism. I also grew up seeing my mother and she was truly a single parent.
Yes.
And my dad lived in another city. Of course, I mean, I had a great relationship with him. I mean, he passed away recently. It's difficult to remember the past tense. But she was actually a single mom. And I saw her live life on her own terms, and I saw her accomplish all that she wanted to do and do it with great style and joy, you know, and a great sense of power.
Yeah.
So I always had that example before me. So I didn't really care about anything else. I did things, you know, how I wanted to. If you didn't like it, then I wouldn't do it. I mean, I had this I don't care attitude. I still kind of do beyond a point, you know. So that was there. I was lucky. I have to say what really gives me hope is that young people like you and so many others nowadays are so woke and they're also vocal. It is so heartening, I can't tell you. Thank God for the millennials.
Thank you.
Because really there's so many things that they are aware about, they don't care about, they're speaking up about the right things, these conversations are in the open, you know, it's really wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, and I wish that you keep doing more films because that only puts a really bright smile on all our faces. I'm being honest, and I hope that we keep meeting like this every time that you do.
Of course we will.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.